And every year, one of my cousins has been on my relay team. So it was kind of like a family relay team that went to state, which is kind of awesome if you think about it.
That is an experience that nobody I know has ever had.
No.
Hi, I'm Nate, and this is Unger the Radar, where we reveal off-camera observations of authentic athletes. Today, we'll look at the story of Sophia Bablitch, an incoming sophomore at the University of Minnesota. From a town of 478 people, we look at her humble beginnings in a big family and a small team, in which she had more cousins than cross-country teammates. Then, we'll go from small town to the big city, and even bigger career goals in the journalism field. Sophia was awesome to have on the pod as we had a lot of common goals in our careers, and she's really candid about the struggles she's faced as a runner. So let's dive into the authentic athletic life of Sophia Bablitch, and let's see what we can learn from her and what her life is truly like under the radar. Who inspired you to start, and how did they do that? How have you been able to cultivate meaningful relationships with your teammates outside of practice? How have you learned to separate your personal identity from your sport? What would you like to say to the people who look up to you?
If I had fun, the results would come with it.
Focus on yourself and focus on the process, because your process is your process.
Running is life. Life is not just running.
Everyone has their own struggles at the end of the day that you don't really know about.
It's much easier to tackle it together instead of just being alone.
I'd be in my fuzz with Grace, or I'd be in my pack with Grace and Allie.
Izzy, second least from Hutchinson, who had 206 in her grade. So it's, getting down there pretty low, but we're laughing because they know what to say next. But you,
Yep.
Sophia Bablitch from, wrote this time, I bolded this so I wouldn't mess this up. Rosholt had 38.
Yes.
Which is insane.
Indeed.
I mean, from my perspective, from the biggest high school in Minnesota to 38.
Yeah.
I didn't do I'm going to put this in the calculator right now. 23 times. Tonka had 23 times as many people as Rosholt did, which is crazy.
Oh, when you put it like that, yeah, that's a crazy amount.
So what was life at high school like?
Yeah, so obviously, like I said, very small class sizes, very small grade. The elementary and middle school and high school were all in the same building, so I got to walk down the hallway and see little kids, and I got to see my younger sister. Yeah, just like try not to step on them, but everyone in my grade was very tight-knit group, everyone kind of got sick of each other after a while because you run through every single person friend group wise as well. All the teachers knew everyone's name, so you had a personal connection with like each of the teachers. There was really only one or two teachers for each subject.
Sure.
So yeah, you either got stuck with A or B. Yeah, and it was kind of hard personally growing up in that small of a school because no one else had like the same goals as I did, career-wise and athletically as well.
So just roughly, like, what got you into running?
Okay, so long story short, my entire family is a long line of runners. Like everyone in my family also went to my school. So starting from my grandparents to all my uncles, my mom, my aunts, older cousins. So everyone was on the track and cross country team. And I always remember watching my older cousins like be really fast and all this like fast drama going on in the family, everyone talking about it all the time. And I'm like, ooh, like one day I want to try it out. So sixth grade came and I went out for the team and my coach looked at me and he's like, you're coming out for cross country? And he like laughed. And I was like, yeah. So that's kind of how I got inspired to do it. I was like, I'm just going to try it, like maybe I'll be different. And if I don't like it, I'll do volleyball and pave my own path. But no, I obviously ended up liking it.
Yeah. Now thinking about your family, like, how were they involved in the cross country team?
Yeah, so my great uncles, two of my great uncles were the coaches. One of my regular uncles was another coach. I had like 5 cousins on the team at the same time as I was. And then my sister also runs. And then my grandpa worked at the school. So it was kind of very intertwined that way. Yeah. So yeah.
What was the overall vibe of the cross country team?
I would say very close. We were very close knit with the guys and girls team, Like there weren't a lot of people on the team. There was maybe enough for a girls team, so 5, maybe enough, sometimes not even a full guys team. So we hung out a lot, all of us together. Guys and girls, we ran with the guys. So yeah, it was very close in that sense because there was no one else, but it was very family-like and we had a good time, lots of fun memories. So.
Yeah. What are some team bonding activities that you guys did frequently to kind of build that culture of morale on the team?
Yeah, so I was always a little bit jealous because I had a bunch of friends from like Splash, and obviously that's a huge school, and like they're a powerhouse like running school as well. And they every week would have like team dinners and like team socials and team all this like stuff like they would do with their team, and me and my team, none of us would do that. We wouldn't do anything really. So I kind of tried to start like summer running in the summer with my team where we would like meet up a couple times a week. Everyone kind of had different priorities. Coming from a small school, if you just get enough people out for the team, like normally we were happy, but so to get everyone to run in the summer as well was kind of hard. But I tried to do that, and that was like fun. So we would run around the lake. My cousins had a cabin on the lake, so then we would jump in the lake afterwards. And then we also started a tradition where we would do pumpkin carving for Halloween. So, my coach would also host parties sometimes, like end of the season parties. But that was really it. We didn't have a lot going on. We didn't do that much as a team, which is a little bit sad, but yeah.
I mean, on the bright side, a lot of bigger high school teams that have done these interviews, they've expressed like, okay, there's what, 200 people on our team.
Mhm.
We got to connect them all. It's
Yeah.
like a varsity JV divide too, where varsity talks to varsity and JV talks to JV.
It's
and
true.
sort of thing. But for you guys, it's just like, 20, 30 close people.
Yeah, more like
Team.
10.
10 people. 10 people.
No, yeah. Definitely I've heard from other schools, like a lot of the guys don't even know the girls
Oh,
on the
no
cross
way.
country
No
team.
way.
Yeah.
No way.
And we knew everyone, obviously, and we hung out with everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was cool that way. It really felt like a family. And people you wouldn't expect to be friends with, you ended up being friends with. Like there were farmers on the team and like people that you wouldn't normally hang out with. So that was kind of the cool thing about it.
Yeah, like when I ran, it was girls and guys. Like we would not ever interact except for varsity.
Yeah.
And it was like,
Which is crazy to
yeah,
me.
it's weird to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, some teams in the metro, they're more co-ed. I think it's just that the huge schools of 200 people on your track team, and then like 70, 50 people in your cross country team, it makes a lot of sense where you'd want to keep it one gender because it's just so hard to manage
Yeah,
high
and
schoolers.
it was like interesting to me that like women's team and the men's team were like completely different programs with different coaches as well. Like that was not the case for us. We had one coach for everybody,
Right.
and like so. Mhm.
So kind of getting back to Rosholt as a place, what were some of your other favorite memories growing up?
Ooh, some of my okay. I'd say growing up, like I said, we were very family oriented. Family is very big. So I have 13 cousins, and most of them go to the same school as me. So we'd go on family vacations in the summer. Like it wasn't just like a family vacation with like your parents and your siblings. It was all of the cousins, all of the grandparents, all of the aunts and uncles. So that was we look forward to that every year. State track was always like a big thing in our family too. Everyone goes every year. Someone would always make it.
Right, because your entire family is on this stuff.
Yes, exactly. And then my uncle's the coach. So it's just very, things like that. I grew up very close with my cousins. They're like my siblings. So
Yeah, that is a good segue to like track and these social events. 'Cause
Yeah.
I guess the more that I've also, being involved in content, like the more fun. I have more fun at a track than like talking to people. And I've
Yes.
kind of discovered like the social aspect
They
of it
are like
too.
social
Yeah.
events. I'm
It's
like,
like,
I would rather go to a track meet than go to like homecoming. Like it's just like fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me about when you broke 5 minutes for the first time.
Yeah. The first time I broke 5 was my junior year of high school at Hale Distance Night. And like I said, that was definitely one of the most fun meets that I've ever ran at. And that's when I got to race Sarah and Nora at the same time. And we had never been like all three of us in a race together. So that was really cool. And just like the atmosphere, it was literally like a party. Like the meet was a party. They had music blasting. There was like interviews afterwards, like about funny questions, like silly stuff. And like it was just so cool. And like the vibes and the energy, everyone there was like so excited to be there. And it was under the lights, it was dark out. So yeah, it was great. It was a great night to run faster.
Yeah. Those are the best meets.
Yeah, exactly.
NXR comes to mind when I think
I
of
was
like
like, yeah,
music
I
and
love being a runner, like this
yeah.
is where I wouldn't rather be anywhere else.
Yeah, there was a meet at the very end of the season last year. It was called the Meet of Miles,
hmm
local here.
Oh, okay.
Izzy ran it. She ran like 4:50, some crazy time.
Dang.
And like people that I knew ran it, and it was kind of the same vibe where you had like you had merch, you had music, you had
Yep.
people, just a bunch of people taking pictures and like
Yeah.
the crowd. No, it's cool when they have the track meets where you're not meant to like be in the crowd was like right up there.
Yes, yeah.
And
I think it was the same thing
yeah,
for us. So,
and we had like professional runners, like my coach ran, like his goal
well,
was to break 4 that day, and
oh my,
it was super cool.
yeah,
Great environment.
yeah.
Yeah.
So how can you run slow in
Right.
that
How
kind
can
of
you run
environment?
so slow when you have
Yeah,
so many people behind you pushing you
exactly.
metaphorically?
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was really big accomplishment in my career. So I'll definitely remember that moment forever.
So what happened during the state 2 mile that year?
Uh, yeah, that was my first win at state. Um, Not much to that. The day before, the mile was my favorite event, and the day before, I had raced Autumn again, and she beat me. She took the title, and I was a little bit sad. I was a little bit sad, or just like disappointed in myself. Not necessarily that she beat me, but I definitely thought I could have ran
Yeah.
faster. So I kind of just like went in my dorm that night, and I was like, Sophia, what are you doing? Like, if you like tomorrow's the day, like no matter what. And I just like went into it with like a really good mindset. And I was like, I I'm not letting this go because that was a goal of mine that year to win a title. And I'm like, I'm not letting this goal slip away. So yeah, and then the next day went really good. I just felt like I had a strong mindset. And then yeah, I got my first win.
How'd you actually develop that strong mindset?
Um, I think I was just like, I don't know. I was like, this is just something that you've been working so hard towards. Um, like ever since my freshman year, I've had a lot of like ups and downs and stuff. So it was just always like an end goal. And I was like thinking to myself how far I've come. So I was like, it really like, meant a lot to me when I got the win because just a testament to hard work can pay off.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So just in general, like
Yeah.
what was the experience like of being an NXR?
Yeah, NXR was super cool. Again, it was another party like meet in my mind. I also was fangirling like a lot because my junior year, Abby Nakanaki was there and took the title, obviously the win. And obviously she's amazing. So I was like, wow, there's just so many people here. The stakes are up so much more, because there's just so many fast people and it's not just like in your state now. It's like 20 different states, there's just so much talent and it's the best of the best. So it was really just like I just wanted to experience it. I didn't necessarily have any goals maybe to run a fast time, but neither of the years really worked out like to get a PR or anything, but it was still fun. So yeah.
Yeah. It's so cold, but
It is cold.
yeah.
It's cold and it's like the end of the season, you kind of just want to be done. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but it was really fun. I'm happy I did it both years and got to experience it.
But I mean, you got to see and meet so many people and just get inspired by
Yes.
them, which is also like a huge thing.
Right.
Like watching.
Just the perfect way to end the season. Like it doesn't really matter, like unless obviously you're trying to in contention for NXN, but it's just kind of like a good vibe to end the season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, a lot of people PR there. I mean, this year, especially because it was so warm out for
A lot
one
of
thing.
people do PR there, like crazy fast times. I have not been one of them.
But it's like almost that when they take the pressure off at the end of the season, that's when they can actually like perform. I mean, for you, I don't know how hard the state course is for Wisconsin Rapids, but
Yeah, our state course is actually very hard. It's very hilly and people don't necessarily run fast on it and like a lot of upsets happen actually at our
really,
state course. Yeah. So normally people who like wouldn't be ranked to win end up winning because of the hills and like anything can happen, you know? So, yeah.
so you're a senior in track and field again, and you do very well in the season. You got third in the 8 and
Yeah.
the 3200. In between those two races, which one was your favorite and why?
Well, I like the 800 more, but I think I was more proud of my race in the 2 mile that day just because I don't know, I knew there was a good chance that I wasn't gonna win again and stuff, but I was like, that can't let you like get you down. Just do your best. And I ended up running 10 seconds
Right.
faster than the year I did win. So I was happy with it. And I was happy that I didn't like just give up and throw in the towel when I realized I wasn't gonna be able to win. Um, but yeah, so I'd say I was proud of that one. Um, yeah, I mean the 800 was good too. It's still a PR, so
You PR'd twice.
yeah, it's two PRs, you can't be mad,
Can't be too
really.
mad at that. A PR is a
So,
PR.
I mean, yeah, it was a good way to end my career. So,
So we touched on this a little earlier, but
yeah.
what was special about your 4x4 and your 4x8 teams?
So, my 4x4 and 4x8 teams consisted of my cousins and I. One of them consisted of me and my cousins, and then one of them consisted of me, one of my cousins, and then a different girl and her cousin. So it was kind of like a family relay team that went to state, which is kind of awesome if you think about it. But yeah.
That is an experience that nobody I know
Yeah,
has ever had.
no. And every year one of my cousins has been on my relay team. So
That's funny.
yeah.
So what's it kind of like having that kind of built-in, I don't want to say training partner, but
Yeah.
yeah.
No, it's awesome. I love my cousins. We're like I said, we're basically like sisters. And it's just like really cool to share that experience in the family and every family event. We talk about track, every track event, there's all of our family and it's just like awesome. A lot of people don't have that. When I talk about it to people, they're like, wow, I don't even see my cousins, like maybe once a year or twice a year. So I'm really great. I'm really lucky. So it's really cool. To well, two years in a row we got podium, so it was really awesome to when my older cousin like graduated, we got her like a state medal, so like it was very emotional, so that was really awesome. And yeah,
Like to be on the podium with your cousin, that's like a crazy thing.
it
It's like such
definitely
a
is
cool
like
moment.
it's like a different feeling. It's not like random strangers on a team that you made this accomplishment with. It's like your family, like your blood, like you guys did this together. Like it was very emotional, so it was awesome.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trade that for anything.
So qualifying to Nike Outdoor Nationals,
Uh-huh.
how did you find out you qualified?
Um, so my 2 mile time that I ran at state uh qualified. So I think I found out a couple days after the fact. My coach was like, "Hey, by the way, you qualified for the championship race, like."
Just casually drop that.
Yeah, and I was like, well, that's really cool. And he's like, do you want to run it? And I was like, yeah, like I can't pass up that opportunity. Like, that's awesome. So think that's how I found out.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So going to like is it Oregon, Eugene, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so it's on Hayward Field, Eugene. That's where they
Tracktown.
Tracktown,
Yeah,
USA.
Tracktown.
Tracktown, USA.
Yeah.
What was kind of your first impression of just the city in general?
Oh, wow. Definitely when I got there, I was like, wow, this is like runner's heaven. Like, there's running shoe stores everywhere you walk. There's like restaurants and stuff that had like just runners posted all over like the walls and stuff. Like, everything was just track orientated. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but everyone should go there if you're a runner.
Yeah, I agree. I think
Yeah.
every runner should go there at some point in
Yeah.
their life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was definitely like, my coach would live here if he could.
So what was it like walking out to the stadium when you were racing? Like, did you get like a walkout? Like,
Yeah, they had the screen go on, and I would, I felt the hype. So I was like, it was just like a really cool experience. Like, no matter like what I was gonna run, I was just like, this is cool. Like, this is what fast people feel like. So yeah, it was awesome. And then we all were inside of the stadium, before the race, sitting in like the chairs, and like they like walked you out onto the track. So it was very like professional, and it was a really cool experience to feel. Like I felt very special.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So how was your race?
It was under, I still broke 11. I mean, it wasn't like a PR or anything, but it wasn't that great, but it was fine. Again, like the end of the season, you're kind of like tapped out a little bit. Yeah, I don't remember it that well.
Yeah. Was it more tactical than high school racing in Wisconsin, or was it not? Was it faster?
It was actually, I think it was more tactical. I don't think it went out that fast, to be honest. But it was also kind of just like, oh, what do I do in this like situation? Like there's so many fast people. Like if you're in the back, you're still going fast. Like it's weird. So I never have raced like that before, definitely. So it's definitely a little bit of a shock to the system, but it was just fun to be there.
Absolutely, yeah. What is your favorite memory from your experience at Nike Outdoor Nationals that was not running?
I would just say probably afterwards, because I wasn't the only one who qualified. My teammate who won state last year also in the 400 and 200 and 100.
Wow.
He's a sophomore, I
Really?
think. Yeah.
Quincy Wilson?
No, his name's Alex Wierzba. But yeah, he's also from Rosholt. And he already set all the school records, but he also qualified to Nike Outdoor. So I would say afterwards, like us and our families just going out to dinner afterwards, and just celebrating the season kind of. It was very just our two families merging together and hanging out. It was fun time. And also we stayed in a yurt. My family did. And it was interesting to say the least. There were creepy dolls everywhere inside of it. And that was cool. I've never stayed in one of those, so that was also another good experience there.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
Yeah. That's what I would say.
So that was your junior year.
Senior
Senior
year.
year.
Yep.
Okay, so that was like your last high school track moment.
Yes. Yeah. That's why it was kind of nice to just go celebrate kind of,
Low key.
yeah,
Yeah,
my career in a way.
Yeah.
And yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
So why did you pick Minnesota?
Yeah. So a lot of factors went into it. I explored a lot of schools. It ends up being a very tiring process, but overall, just the team culture and the Coach Hop, I love her. She really emphasizes caring about you more than just an athlete and as a person as well. And that's really what I was looking for in a coach. Um, I wanted to connect on another level, not just being in another number at like a huge school. So I love her. I loved the team environment. And when my visit, it just felt like home. And also, the journalism program here, out of the schools I was looking at, was the best. and highly ranked. So that's another reason. And yeah, and I think I picked well because I've already gotten so many opportunities in my career field. So yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Okay, okay, okay.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a
So,
freshman.
yeah.
Oh, we never define. We're both freshmen in college.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. Which
We're just after it, getting
Yeah,
after
just
it.
gonna grind it out here.
Yep,
A long climb to the top, as I always say.
exactly.
Yeah. So leaving Rosholt.
Mhm.
I'm still saying it right, right?
Yep,
Okay, good.
Rosholt, yeah.
Good, Rosholt. Okay. So leaving Rosholt, what kind of emotions do you feel leaving that town that you've been living in since you were born?
Yeah. At the time, I was very excited to get out. Since like my sophomore year, I was itching to leave just because it's because I wanted to experience more. Um, there's not much to experience in Rauschel. I mean, the track and cross country program was the best thing about it. I'm very grateful that I had the track and cross country program that I did. Like those people were my family. My coach was great. It got me to where I am today. Um, but yeah, I was very excited to leave, go meet new people, get new friends, have a huge team full of girls. I was really excited for that. Um, but yeah, so I was excited. I was like, I'm ready to leave. Let's go. So that's, but obviously now it'll always, like looking back, it'll always be my home. I definitely miss it. Like I miss the track program and all my teammates and my friends and stuff, but I was ready to go.
All right, ready for a question that you get asked all the time?
Sure.
You might know what this is already.
Okay.
Did you feel a sense of culture shock coming here?
Yeah, I do get asked that a lot. Um, no, I did not. I feel like I feel like I've been doing well in this environment. Like I got here and I was like, wow, so many people, you know? Like I wanted to be um drowning in like class with like I didn't want my teacher to like necessarily like know who I was. Like I wanted to like just, find my own way. Like I wanted to meet new people on my own. Like I wanted to make my own relationships with my professors, not just by being like one of three people in the class, Like so I was excited and the team was huge and obviously it was a big adjustment. I'm still adjusting, but I don't think I had culture shock. Like I love it here and I love the city. So I'm just like, yeah, I'm having fun.
What is something surprising about living in a big city that you didn't really expect coming in here?
Yeah, I didn't really expect how dangerous it would be. Walking alone at night is do not do it. Yeah, don't do it. We kind of have a thing on the team where we don't let each other walk alone. So if you are gonna walk home, you need to call someone to walk with you because we have multiple team houses that are like nearby. But yeah, I didn't realize I would get a safe Euler every week with some new incident. And there's a good amount of homeless people, so you always just got to be careful about that kind of stuff. So I did not realize that. I knew there was going to be some dangers, but yeah, I've come into a few different encounters. So yeah.
Yeah, my bike got stolen.
Oh my gosh, what?
Like, so we dropped it off.
People.
Dre dropped it off on a Saturday,
Uh-huh.
and I took it on a ride because I was like, oh, I got a bike, I want to ride it.
Yeah.
Then I came back home, or came back to my dorm. I was in Pioneer Hall.
Yeah.
Um, Brought the bike back, park it, go there, go to sleep, bike's gone. Took him
That's
12
insane.
hours and it was gone.
That's insane. I'm sorry.
What is the coolest place in Minneapolis that someone has introduced you to?
Um, the coolest place. I don't know because I don't like get out that much, Like I literally have a very strict schedule of practice every day, class, and then I'm tired on the weekends. So, and most likely have a meet or something. Um, so I don't know. I guess the state fair was really fun. that was really cool. It reminded me of like the Wisconsin State Fair a little bit, but yeah, that was fun. So we did that in the summer when there was kind of less stuff going on. That was kind of the last thing that I did. Like, um, but yeah, so that was cool.
The state fair is so crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy even for me who's lived here my entire life. It's like it's called the Great Minnesota Get Together for a reason. Like every state, everybody from the states there.
Yeah.
Like there's all this food, all this. I can't
No,
imagine how
it
bad
was
it is for cross country
it was
runners.
insane. I found a bubbler truck and everything, and it was really cool. So
Yeah.
that was fun.
Yeah. So take me through how you felt when you woke up on August 30th of this year, the day of your first college cross country race.
Ooh, um, I was freaking out the whole week leading up to it. I was um quite literally having uh I was shaking. I just didn't feel like prepared. I didn't know what to expect. Like I'm like, oh my gosh, what are the expectations? Do I need to run a PR the first time meet, you know? What and then we get to the meet and only our team is there. So it was really more of like a tempo type race. So then I felt less like pressure. Um, and yeah, just did my best. And yeah, that's kind of my thoughts were my thoughts. Yeah.
It was a 5K, right? Or was it the 6K then the 5K?
It was a 5K.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So how was the blue gold for 6K?
Yeah. So that was interesting. I hadn't raced yet because I had been sick. So, that was just like fun. I mean, I kind of like went into it. My best friend actually runs for Eau Claire, so it was really cool to see her and get a run against her again. Um, but yeah, I kind of just was like my goal was to just have fun with it as a red shirt, like you know, see where I'm at, learn how to run a 6K. I had never run that far before, and also cross country is not really my thing. I'm more of like a track mid-distance person. But yeah, I really had fun with it and it didn't go terrible. So yeah, I think that's kind of sums it up.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it's first year for both
right.
of us. Like, it's all about learning. I feel like just like figuring
Yeah.
everything out, and then
It honestly didn't feel that much longer than a 5K. And then I was like, oh, maybe I could have gone faster. So, but you learn, you
yeah,
live and you learn.
yeah. What do you like better, 6K or 5K? If you can even notice the difference.
Well, 5K because
Yeah.
it's shorter, but I don't like the 5K either.
You like shorter distances,
Yeah,
track stuff. Yeah.
yeah. I really, honestly, like I wouldn't have an issue with the 5K if it was on the track.
Oh,
But it's like hills get me grass for some reason. Like racing on grass, I can't get my mind to be like, oh, you're racing on grass. Like,
interesting. Yeah,
yeah.
I can see that.
But when I'm on a track, I'm like, oh, this is like hard impact ground. I can see where I'm starting and finishing. I can let it rip, but
Because
not for cross country. I just can't. But we're getting there. That's my goal is to improve as a college athlete for sure. To get to that next level for cross country as well. So
yeah,
yeah,
'cause when I think of grass, I think of the warm up area. It's
exactly.
grass.
I think of going for a trollop in the woods. Like, I don't know, but it's fun. There's definitely differences and positives and negatives to both. I mean, the team aspect in cross country is like different than in track, if that makes sense,
Yeah,
Like everyone's a lot closer during cross country and yeah, so mhm.
because like I wouldn't. I mean, I'm a giant track team. Like I'm not. Not only am I not talking to the girls,
Right.
but I'm also not talking to the throwers or the
Ooh,
sprinters.
right. Like in track, everyone has their specialty. Like even me and my roommate, she's doing steeple now. So we don't run with each other. She does the steeple workouts and I do the mid-distance workouts. So, but cross country, you're all running the same race. So you all train together no matter what.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And even sometimes literally too. Like they'll literally shove the entire team in one race.
Well, exactly.
And track like
Like our first race.
split everybody out
Yeah.
in different events, and which is cool. Because you can cheer them on, but also like
Exactly. No, I love watching like my teammates run and stuff. I'm like, whew, I'm glad that's not me.
Yeah, I love being the photographer too. It's like I'll like walk up to them and be like, "How was your race?" And have like this stupid smirk on my face, and they'll be like dying, and it's like, "Don't talk to me right now. I just ran a 5K." You just kind of read, you just kind of see it in their eyes almost. I don't
If
know,
I just ran the 5K too, I wouldn't want to talk to anyone.
but they always do talk to me because they're
Right, right.
Minnesotan.
You give them a couple minutes to
Can't be
cool
me.
down, and they're like, you know what, I'm good.
Yeah, yeah.
That's so funny. Runners are, sometimes runners can be the most annoying people, and I'm a runner myself. You just get so weird about like certain stuff, superstitious. So,
Yeah, combine that with Minnesotans.
yeah. Minnesotans. Hmm.
Oh man. So we're gonna transition a little bit to something else.
Okay.
How have your dietary restrictions affected your running career?
Yeah. So currently I'm gluten free, and that's because I have Crohn's disease. And so that's something I've struggled with like my whole career, kind of just like figuring out what works best for me and what's gonna help me run the fastest, basically, and stay the most healthy. Um, but yeah, my freshman year, uh, I basically got last at state cross country. Um, which, and that was before I was diagnosed. I didn't know what was wrong, what was going on. So it was kind of cool. That's another reason why it meant so much when I did win my first state title, and only because I was like, oh well, like for like last to first, kind of. But yeah, over the years, it's been hard to manage it sometimes. Like sometimes I'll have flare-ups and stuff, but everyone has their own struggles at the end of the day that you don't really know about. So I'm probably not different than the next person who's been dealing with something as well. So yeah, that's kind of just a little bit about that.
Yeah. Who supports you when you're going through hard times with maybe Crohn's disease or any other thing performance related?
Yeah, definitely my parents, both my mom and my dad, really um were the only ones that kind of knew like what was going on. I mean, my cousins, I also trusted to confide in them as well, and they were really supportive and helped me along. And also my best friend, McKenna, at the time she was on the team, they all were a really good support system for me. They knew that I had Crohn's and stuff, and they were just like, wow, how can you, still run and like as good as you do? And so it was kind of just I had a really good support system. I wouldn't have been able to get through it without any of them. So yeah.
You wrote a quote on Instagram that I really liked.
Yeah.
You wrote in that post, whether you make it to state this year or not, finish first or last, remember, it does not take away from you as a person or your heart. And that's such a cool quote that I love. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Super cool.
Thank you.
I want to see a lot more of that online
Yeah.
from people that like me who make content
Hmm.
because I just think it can change so many people's views of, I guess, people and just make everyone seem so real.
Yeah.
So keep doing that.
Thank you.
I'm gonna keep doing that
Aw.
as much as I possibly can.
That really makes me happy that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's like kind of why this is a thing because, like you were saying earlier, like there's a lot of, you know, you look at someone like Quincy Wilson, you
Yeah.
just see a time,
Yep.
but you don't see all the struggles that come before the time.
Right.
So it's
Everybody has their own struggles.
Yeah.
It's like just not publicly announced and
Yeah.
stuff. So you never know what someone else is going through. So,
Yeah. And all it takes is a few courageous people like you and I change that reality, make the world better. So
Well, thank
Yeah.
you.
that's why I'm doing this.
Yeah, I love that you're doing it. I love all your content.
Thank you.
So
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's been a lot of fun. Not all the time, but
yeah, it can get stressful. I get it.
so speaking of being more authentic, I also actually have a lot of allergies too. It's like I couldn't have wheat or any dairy
Okay.
or soy or fish or nuts.
So like nothing. Like
Fruits
no
and all the
food.
healthy food I can have. So I'm
Oh
chilling,
my
right?
gosh.
I'm very
Wow.
grateful I can have that.
That's
But
terrible.
I mean, it sucks, but like not much I can do about it. And it's like I can't just sit there and be feel bad for myself. Like
No, right.
it's great to have it. Like
Yes,
there's so much processed food that I can't have because of my allergies,
which is
which is awesome.
yeah,
It's like a built-in diet. Like I can't, like I was literally born to be a runner.
I know a lot of people are like, how do you not eat like bread and like cake and like all this stuff? And I'm
Yeah,
like, honestly, I'm just like, I'm honest, I'm happy I have an excuse not to because I don't need
exactly.
that.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Yeah,
Right. So you and I are doing this content thing
yeah,
in some fashion,
yeah,
and I went out to NCAAs and met a lot of people that do the content and kind of lead it, which
yeah,
is awesome. And I kind of got to do a little bit of networking, and hopefully that will advance me in my career. But
yeah.
you have also done something kind of like that too, just very recently. So,
Mhm.
I mean, you worked the men's basketball tournament, Big Ten, with
Yes.
CBS. So, how'd you get that opportunity?
Yeah. So Jen Callahan is one of our like resources for athletes in at Minnesota. And she sends out, opportunities that come up. And she sent out this one about journalism and broadcasting with like CBS. And she said, like, first come, first serve. And as soon as I saw it, within 1 minute, I replied because I was just like, I'm interested. Like, this is exactly like what I'm looking for. Like, that's exactly what I want to do in my career. I want to be a sports reporter. And this was like, I was like, wow. Like, but I was just like, I'm interested. And I responded right away. Um, and then she's like, well, you're the first person to respond, so you got it. And I was like, wait, what? Like, wow. And I looked into it a little bit more, and I think they recommended you to be like a senior or fifth year or grad student. And so I was a little bit nervous and intimidated. I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to prepare myself. Like, I need to be very well spoken and, research everything. But overall, oh my gosh, it was an amazing opportunity. I would love to work for them someday. So it was really, really cool. Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
As a freshman,
But when I got there, everyone was like, "You're a freshman? Like you're on it, like you're on the ball." And I'm like, "Yeah, I guess I know what I want to do, and this I got lucky with this opportunity, like, so yeah,
yeah, I think a lot of people
really
that try
great.
to go for these things is like they like to use their age as an excuse. Oh, I'm too young. I gotta wait till I do this. Gotta wait till
Yeah.
I do this. And my
Yeah.
mentality has just been go and figure it out later.
Yes, because I didn't know you were a freshman either. Like you could have fooled me. Like you seem like you've been doing this for like a really,
Freshman in high school.
really long time. Well, okay, no, I mean, I guess I
Five foot
didn't
five
really
foot five.
I guess I didn't really pay attention to that, but yeah,
Yeah, I mean, you just got to start. That's
yeah,
the biggest advice. Like when I did my first episode of Robert,
uh-huh,
like who knew I could, as a freshman in college, like just reach out to the state champion and interview him. It
right,
sounds like out there, right?
yeah,
But I knew I could possibly do it. I just faked confidence.
yes. You
So
fake it till you make
I
it.
fake it till I make
Yes,
it. When I interviewed him, he said for advice for like content creators,
uh-huh,
don't think about it.
yeah.
Just go for it.
No, that's something that I admire with you is you're very confident, you just like like you go do it. Like I get a little bit nervous, but because it's like intimidating at first, but you go up, you don't care, you get your content in.
I'm glad you think that because I don't feel like that inside.
No, I mean like at meets you just go up to people, you take your pictures, like I admire that. Yep.
So how did going to Indianapolis kind of clarify what you want to be when you grow up?
Yeah, it only solidified exactly what I imagined myself doing in the future. Um, I got to work um, hands-on with Tracy Wolfson, a sports reporter for CBS. I really admire and look up to her. So that was amazing. I got to shadow her and her producer. And just watching her, I was like, yeah, like that's what I want to do. That's who I want to be. I only hope to be as well spoken and present myself in the way that she does. So I was really grateful for that opportunity. Like I never would have expected I would have gotten to do something like that. And also just the environment, the hustle, the just always on your feet, like always gonna have to travel. Like when they were talking about how they deal with that as like adults and like with family, I was like, yes, like that's exactly
Yeah.
like what I want to do. So it only made me more excited for the future and to get a real job.
Real job.
Real job.
Real
Yeah,
job.
cool.
What would you say that your dream job is right now?
Yeah, I would say my dream job is to be a sideline reporter for the NBA.
Really? Why the NBA?
Um, I just know basketball better than I would say like football and baseball because I played basketball myself and I really love that sport. So that would be my sport of choice. Obviously, also NFL and MLB, any of the big three. I would be very happy. Something that's gonna make a good amount of money.
Yeah, that's
But
fair.
yeah.
She wouldn't go to like a track meet?
Like I would do any sport, I would do any sport to start off and if I like it, and but like the whole point in media is to get to the top, I feel like,
Oh, yeah.
Fortunately track is not at the top of like
Sure.
media and viewers. But
Yeah. Money wise,
I would
yeah.
love to be in a track athlete myself. Like maybe for the Olympics at the Olympics.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally any sport that wants to hire me, any company, I'm down with.
Yeah. I feel like my goal is, I mean, my approach has been just avoid all competition.
Yeah.
I want to go full track because I love it so much.
Aw, that's great.
I mean, I love the people.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing this.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I'd be in a much harder position if I was, gonna act like myself around a football player. I can't do that. 5'5".
I completely get that.
Yeah. Who was the coolest person you met in Indianapolis?
Definitely Tracy Wolfson and Grant Hill,
Oh, nice.
NBA player. He's awesome. So those are definitely I was trying so hard not to fangirl. I'm like, yeah, nice to meet you.
Yeah, I definitely did that when I was with talking to the content creators. I was a little bit of, yeah,
Yeah.
I did that. I'm proud of it.
They're
They're very
they're
awesome.
very normal people, like very well spoken, carry themselves like very professionally. So they're awesome. So that was so awesome that I got to do that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
What is a typical day, or what did a typical day look like for you?
It was kind of a mix. So the like first day was kind of chill. We just met everyone and then we had like a welcome dinner and then the second day we had a bunch of meetings with people who work for CBS and the Big Ten and their experience and how they got into it and networking, gave us a bunch of advice and then we got to go on the court, meet Tracy Wolfson and Grant Hill and we took a lot of pictures and then third days when we actually did the work, we did like what we were interested in doing. So some people were interested in media content and like capturing photos, and some people wanted to go inside the media truck and work behind the scenes. And then I wanted to shadow the talent. So we kind of split up that way. And yeah, that's kind of what it looked like. And then we had a goodbye dinner, and yeah, it was really, really fun. I was so sad to leave.
One thing I noticed when I was going through your LinkedIn
Mhm.
and just like the post, when you like were like posing with a group of people,
Mhm.
one thing I noticed is that a lot of them are women.
Yeah.
So what is it like kind of seeing, I guess, female leaders in an environment that, might not typically be female led?
Yeah, it was super empowering. I mean, I was really excited to be in a group with all girls. I mean, we had a lot in common as female athletes. All of us were athletes, and we were all interested in the same uh, area of career. So it was really cool to see because not a lot of broadcasters, really are women, you hear a lot of voices are, men talking about sports. Like a lot of people don't think women know that much about sports and stuff. So I thought it was really cool. And It was a good experience to relate with the girls. So yeah, they were all wonderful people to talk to. And we were all different sports, except a couple of us were all track and field as well. So that was really cool. I love listening to other people's experiences in like the Big Ten and stuff, and uh, thinking about, oh, like, because I was interested in a couple of those schools, thinking about their experience. So it was really, really, really neat. And it's really cool the people that you meet along the way. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So at the end of the episode, I always ask the same three questions.
Uh-huh.
The first one is, how do you take care of your mental health outside of running?
So they here at Minnesota, they offer sports psych for athletes. So that's something that I regularly go to every week. Um, and that I find really helpful. I also, every morning, I try and wake up and I plan out my day. I journal and write a little devotion as well from the Bible. And I just try to reset kind of on Sundays. Sundays are kind of my day where just take care of yourself mentally. So that's kind of been my biggest things I've been doing. It's hard. I'm still figuring it out. I'm still only a freshman and I definitely get stressed and overwhelmed. So that's kind of what has helped me. And then also making sure you have the right support system, having people to talk to. But I have great family, great friends, good teammates. So yeah.
Awesome. Describe running in 3 words.
Endurance, passion, tenacity.
Wow, those are good words.
Thank you.
And finally, what advice would you like to give to young athletes starting in running?
I would say my best advice is when you're starting, make sure that you have fun with it. Do not take it too seriously too soon, because I honestly feel like the more fun that you have and the less pressure that you put on yourself early on, you're going to do better in the long run, because there's going to be plenty of time by your senior year or in college to be stressing about meets and stuff. And I look back and I had so much fun in middle school track, and I just wish I could go back to that sometimes, because you're running fast and you're not even you're trying, but it just comes so naturally because there's just this energy around it and stuff. So don't take it too seriously. Have fun with it early on, and listen to your body. Definitely, that was another thing for me, just figuring out what works. You'll see someone running all these crazy miles, crazy workouts, that might not work for you. Some people need to cross train and a couple times a week instead of adding extra miles. So listen to your body and just find little things that you love about it to make it more fun. For me, that's making a running and food Instagram account, or listening to hype music, or just going on a run by myself, trying to enjoy it. So yeah, that would be my best advice.
My favorite things to do on a run is to be like, if I don't catch that street sign in 5 seconds, I'm gonna die.
Oh, never heard of that game.
Yeah,
Wait,
maybe a guy thing.
that guy has an NXR hat on.
Oh, look at that.
That's crazy. Okay.
2022.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Well, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So what did we learn today? Well, Sophia was open about her struggles, but only shared her deepest struggles to people close to her, which was her family. I think this is a good idea to have those 2 tiers of authenticity. You want to feel supported in a very small, trusted community of family and close friends, maybe 3 to 5 people, where you share your intimately personal details and you can get genuine support. And then still be able to securely share details about your struggles to the world without needing their support. This accomplishes both gaining support for whatever you're going through and still being authentic online without oversharing. Second comes from a mentality that I think we both agree have affected us in our careers, and that's imposter syndrome. I would love to find out how to get over imposter syndrome, but right now for me, it's just about trying to stave off feelings of doubt that I get for future success. Sophia has had to get over imposter syndrome as well, as she went to the NCAA men's basketball tournament in Indianapolis to learn from many professionals in the industry who have been doing media longer than either Sophia and I have been alive. To stave off feelings of doubt myself, I like to use affirmations that I was put somewhere for a reason and I belong where my feet are. and we'll definitely explore the idea of self-doubt and imposter syndrome in future episodes. The third takeaway comes from her Instagram post, and the message she shares is very true. Your performance does not define you. Sophia says that it doesn't matter whether you make it to state or not, or whether you're first or last at state. It doesn't take away from you as a person or your heart. In essence, I think that the way you treat others in this world mean a lot more than your athletic ability.
From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for listening, and I hope you can take away something from our time together.
I encourage all of you to share this episode to a friend who would learn something from this conversation. I'm Nate Unger, and this was Sophia Bablitch, Unger the Radar. Now, go be a light to the world.